Welcome to the lab. Today, it's time for an introduction. My name's Corey, and no, I'm not an actual scientist. I've always really been into tabletop games. I started collecting them about 15 years ago or so, slowly building by one after another, so it's no surprise when I finally got into the miniature hobby. It's just kind of surprising that it took me so long. A little over a year ago, around October of 2019, I was really into watching crafters on YouTube. Specifically, I was watching a bunch of prop making stuff. After falling down a rabbit hole of recommended, I found myself completely captivated by the terrain making tutorials that I found on YouTube. Started off with Black Magic Craft, who introduced me to a bunch of other channels that I had never heard of either. And that eventually led into mini painting channels. Basically what would happen is that I would devour an entire channel and then go back and follow through on their collaborative videos and go to a different channel, devour that whole thing, go to a different channel, devour that whole thing. It was endless. Still is kinda. Honestly, I watch them all the time. So after about a month and a half of watching all this content, finally just consuming it wasn't enough. Didn't scratch the itch anymore. I had to craft myself. So I went out and I got myself my starter kit. I got an Olfa knife, got an X-Acto knife, got some foam, got a couple bottles of craft paint, and I got some Mod Podge. Made my first set of dungeon tiles, and that was it. I was hooked. Went on and I made some scattered terrain and it just kept growing and growing. Of course, it's been the year of the plague, and I just got a new house. So there's a lot of upheaval in that area, so I didn't craft as much as I wanted to. But eventually, crafting the terrain led into painting a couple miniatures. I had to put all that knowledge I was absorbing to use, and I really just needed an excuse to be able to populate the terrain I was making and start playing some games. Technically, I'm only 2 minis deep in my mini painting career, but that plan is to bump those numbers up. So after a few projects, and roughly a year later, I realized this is not going to stop. This is probably going to go on for the foreseeable future. So, I might as well do something with it. I'm a fairly social creature, and due to everything that's been going on in the past year, I haven't really been able to go out and do much. I was hoping to maybe start like a little hobby group in my local area. That kind of got the kibosh put in it pretty quick once springtime came around. So, I've been kind of locked up in my own place in doing this. And over the past year, it really sunk in how inviting and welcoming everybody on this platform is that makes crafting content. It's really phenomenal. I started kind of lurking in all the Facebook groups that started making crafting projects. I've posted a couple of times when I finish up a project. It's really nice. Everybody there is so happy. And I just want to be part of that more. I want to be able to connect to the community more. Everybody in this hobby community is just so wonderful. I've only made a couple of things, so I don't have much to offer yet. But I'm hoping I'll be able to get there and maybe get somebody else into this hobby eventually to welcome them into our huge and just amazing hobby family. Over the past year, I've been really inspired by all the different channels that have popped up and just started making the content they wanted to make for fun. Some of them have disappeared by now. All of these people just putting themselves out there and contributing to this community, it just really makes me want to do that too. So I dusted off my old skills from a computer class I had in high school where we did some video editing. By the way, the programs out now are so much better than what was it, Windows Movie Maker that I was using back then? Ugh. Needless to say, I'm still really new at everything. And while my confidence has grown, I might not be that great yet. I'm hoping to get there eventually, but everybody's got to start somewhere. And that's part of why I want to make this channel. I want to be able to capture my journey through this awesome hobby and really push the boundaries of what I can do. My main goal in this channel, besides having fun, is to allow myself to really just punch through all those barriers I've built up inside and allow myself to do something that I've never done before, to be bad at it, to progress and learn through all of the mistakes and just experiment with everything. It's just a lot of fun. I've found that when I really just let myself go and just create and not worry about trying a new technique or, trying to just be the best I can be is really actually when I progress the most in my skill. Just doing is what's important. It doesn't matter if you're good yet. And I want to encourage that in others. To not be afraid to just capture an idea that you have, even if it might be a little complicated, even if you might mess up on it. That's okay. You're still doing it. You're still putting that idea you have and making it real. Otherwise, it just will never be. Letting go and trying something new can not only be fun, but it can really help you improve your skills. At least in my experience anyway, that's what it's been like. So I'm here and I'm ready to make stuff. If you're willing to stick around and join me on my journey through this hobby and maybe learn a thing or two with me, go ahead and introduce yourself in the comments below. The best way you can help me and this channel out right now is to give this video a thumbs up and go hit that subscribe button. I've got 2 other videos that I've released today. Figured it's probably not a good idea to start a hobby channel without some hobby involved. So other than this introduction, I'm going to release what I've made so far and something else. I'm not sure as of this recording what it is yet. And until next time, experiment with your hobby.